when he went there, when he was vying in the first term, and when he did not even know us by name, Honorable Speaker, during the by-elections, and people contributed. Then even after that, Honorable Speaker, after he won in his second term, he came to my office when he had a petition, and we actually won in his petition. He was awarded the costs. He did not even forgive the petitioner that was running against him. He's actually telling me that you must attach his property. He is here telling us that we forgive him when we've lost 1 million property, Honorable Speaker, across the country. The honorable member from Nyeri, the honorable from one of the Kieni, the honorable Chieni, Honorable Speaker, lost 3 supermarkets. 3 supermarkets. I mean, worth 5 billion shillings, Honorable Speaker. And any time he was actually walking around, 5 million, I'm talking 500 million. 5 billion plus the house, Honorable Speaker. And people were singing to his house saying, you have 2 million. In the minds of the people in the villages, Honorable Speaker, they think 2 million is a huge amount that can build supermarkets, that can stock the entire supermarket. And Honorable Koimburi did not even stop at that, Honorable Speaker. He went ahead in another function in the company of another top government official of this country and repeated the same words, Honorable Speaker, in another function, Honorable Speaker. So we do not know what apology was he seeking for. Was it for the first mistake of saying a lie, or the second mistake of repeating the lie, and the third mistake of writing on social media and in his own letter that he served in your office and the majority leader, and still posted it on social media and said fake? So which apology should we take? Is it the first, second, or third apology, Honorable Speaker? And as I conclude, Honorable Speaker, I believe this House has got rules and regulations and the procedures to follow. My opinion, Honorable Speaker, could be that the Honorable Koimburi be subjected to the Powers and Privileges Committee so that he can explain himself if he can't do it in the entire floor of the House. And he can have, his issues heard, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable members, I want to bring this to an end. Honorable Koimburi, did you label the letter that you sent to my office and I read to this House as fake before I give direction? Order.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The letter that Majority Leader is talking about, the account that was posted that letter, it's not my account. That was a fake account. In my Facebook, you can check. There is 2 accounts, Honorable George Koimburi account and Honorable George Koimburi Juja 1. The Juja 1 is a fake account. My account is George Koimburi. You can check even in your phone. You can open it. The letter was posted in a fake account. I started to say, I stand, Honorable Speaker, I stand to ask my honorable members of this House to forgive me. Forgive me. I will never repeat it again, honorable members. Just forgive me, because I had hearsay. Prevent me, Honorable Speaker,
honorable
please.
Members. Order. Thank you, Koimburi. Take your seat. Order. Order. Honorable Koimburi, finish.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As I said before, Honorable Speaker, there was a hearsay that honorable members who voted yes in a second reading were bribed with the 2 million. Honorable Speaker, I'm here to apologize to our honorable members. Thank you.
Order, honorable members. Order. Wamaua, take your cool. Honorable members, I know, order, honorable members, order. Ngeno Ngong, take your seat. Take your seats. Order, honorable member, take your seat. Honorable members, the Honorable George Koimburi has come to this house and talked to you as colleagues. He came to the Speaker's chamber, and I called the clerk to join me, and he said many of the things he has said here. He said he went to church. He was overwhelmed by the presence of a hostile crowd, and he said what he said. Order, honorable members, order, members. The Holy Book, the Bible says, the beginning of healing lies in the acknowledgement of wrongdoing, which he has acknowledged. It also says, the greatest word in human relationship is the small word, sorry, which he has said. Father, Honorable Betty, if you read your scriptures in Romans 12, verse 21, it says, don't let evil get the best of you, but conquer evil by doing good. I'm a man of great faith, and I believe that wherever you are wronged, and whoever wrongs you realizes that they are wrong and says sorry, it's up to you to forgive. And I want to urge you, Honorable Koimburi, and any of you who will veer off the beaten track and get overrode either by the presence of a crowd, hostile or otherwise, you are all collective agents of the image of this house, of the image of all of you. When one of you is besmirched, all of us are besmirched. When one of us is maligned, all of us are maligned. And when one of us says something that is blatantly incorrect and false, it hurts the whole house. That the Honorable Koimburi has had the courage and the humility to say that he went to church, stood before the church, said something that he knew was not true, and he has come to you to say, my brothers and sisters, let it be in your hearts to forgive me. I urge you to forgive him. And like I've always said, in an event like this, let the chips lie where they fell, and we look to the future. Honorable Koimburi, you are collectively forgiven. And in the future, weigh your words carefully. Know what to say, where to say, and to whom to say. Next order.
Order number 8, motion. Reduction of publication period of a specified bill.
Majority Leader. Chair of Budget, sorry. Chair of Budget.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 121C, that this House resolves to reduce the publication period of the Supplementary Appropriations Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 39 of 2024 from 7 days to 5 days. Honorable Speaker, we are basically doing this because, as members understand, the government is almost in a near standoff, Honorable Speaker, or shutdown, and therefore, Honorable Speaker, we need to hasten the process of supplementary appropriations, Honorable Speaker, so that we can proceed into giving the National Treasury whatever they need, Honorable Speaker, so that the government can continue spending money in the various MDAs, including here in Parliament, the other arms of the executive, the county governments, Honorable Speaker, and also including CDF. And Honorable Speaker, what you are doing is just to hasten the process so that we can be able to draw monies from the consolidated fund for the furtherance of provision of service to the Kenyan people and also for development expenditure. Honorable Speaker, I wish to request the chair for JLAC, the Honorable Murugara, and the former managing partner of a very serious law firm, Dentons, to second these motions.
Yes, Murugara.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to second this motion, a very important motion, as moved by the chairperson of the Budget and Appropriations Committee. Mr. Speaker, sir, the appropriations we are just about to make are crucial to the national government and to the county governments. It's vitally important that funds are provided so that the two governments can actually run and do their affairs. The same extends to this House when it comes to the second arm of government, the legislature, and also to the third government of the country, which is the judiciary. All these arms of government are waiting for funds, and therefore it is incumbent on this House to ensure that the appropriations are made and the country is able to move. I do beg to second.
Order, honorable members on their feet, take your seats. Order. Member for Pokot, take your seat. Honorable members, I now propose the question at order number 8, which is that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 121C, this House resolves to reduce the publication period of the Supplemental Appropriation Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 39 of 2024, from 7 days to 5 days. I put the question. I now put the question at order number 8, which is that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 121C, this House resolves to reduce the publication period of the Supplemental Appropriation Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 39 of 2024, from 7 days to 5 days. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Those of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, the Supplementary Appropriation Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 39 of 2024. First reading. A bill for an act of parliament to authorize the issue of certain sums of money out of the consolidated fund and their application towards the service of the year ending on the 30th June 2025, and to appropriate those sums for certain public services and purposes.
Order. Order, honorable members, order. Yeah? Yes. Order. Order, Ruku. Order. Take your seats. Order. Order. Order, honorable members. Order. Take your seats. Order. Order. Robert, take your seats. Eh? Take your seats. Order, honorable members. Order. Omulher. Omulher. Take your seat. Order, take your seats. Order. Order, honorable members, order. Order, Rosa, take your seats. Order. Order, honorable members. Order. 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 Order, members. Member for Malindi, take your seats. Order, members, take your seats. Honorable Ruku. Order, members. Order. Order, members, take your seats. Honorable Jalango. Order. 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 Take your seat. Take your seat. Honorable members, take your seats. Jalango, take your seat. Honorable Mwenje, you are the whips. You should be helping the House to be orderly. Order, Naisula, order. 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 Honorable members, order. Honorable members, order. Order, honorable members. I don't know if what I've been told is true, that the honorable ladies were going to embrace Honorable Koimburi. If it is true, it was honorable. But if anybody, order, 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 honorable members, but I can also read the body language of members. The menacing manner in which I saw the honorable member for Garissa, this is for Mandera, Honorable Mulher, and my own commissioner, Faith Gitau. We have always operated under false impression that the custodians of peace are our women. And now that becomes totally fallacious. And now that that drama is over, you have provided enough comic relief in the House. Now let's get back to business. Honorable Koimburi, you are absolutely safe and protected. You can go back to your seat if you are not comfortable where you are sitting. But the rules of the House say, order, order, order. Rosa Buyu. It is amazing how you are wailing louder than the bereaved. It's totally amazing how you are wailing louder than the bereaved. But let's go to the next order.
Order number 10, the Supplementary Appropriation Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 39 of 2024, second reading.
Ndindi Nyoro.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Supplementary Appropriation Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 39 of 2024, be now read a second time. Honorable Speaker, though the consultations are quite high.
Order, honorable members. Members, you are now discussing very serious business. Appropriations bill, supplementary appropriations bill, determining how you want the resources of this country to be spent. I expect you to listen carefully and contribute diligently to this bill. Go on, Dindi.
Honorable Speaker, I want to thank this House because we have been through this process in the consideration of the report as was made by the Budget and Appropriations Committee, and of course with the heavy consultations with all the members of this House through their departmental committees. And Honorable Speaker, after what we did last week, then the process now has shifted into concretizing what we have been doing last week in the form of the appropriations bill, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, and I hope we are together with members. Honorable Speaker, as you said, this is a very important matter that we are discussing, and I request that we have our consultations in low tones. Honorable Speaker, the process that we are having today, as I said earlier, is the culmination of the budget-making process, and as far as approval of the appropriations is concerned. And Honorable Speaker, members will also be having a chance, because in the second reading, to actually make their comments and opinions and take part in this debate. But Honorable Speaker, from the onset, I want to thank all the members of this House, because all of us have taken part in the preparation of these supplementary estimates, Honorable Speaker, through our departmental committees, and also singularly as members of Parliament, because we really take note of all the opinions from our colleagues in this House, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, also I want to thank you and thank the clerk of the National Assembly for availing to us a very good working environment, Honorable Speaker, and especially the precincts of Parliament, where we discussed the entire process, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as I had said when we were doing or debating the report, I also want to thank the members of the Budget and Appropriations Committee, and also our back office, Honorable Speaker, which is the Parliamentary Budget Office, Honorable Speaker, and especially we have been working very closely with officers like Abel, Julie, and Dan, Honorable Speaker, in the preparation of this appropriations bill. Honorable Speaker, why are we having this debate today? The reason why we are having this debate today, Honorable Speaker, number one, it is unprecedented. We have never had a supplementary budget being prepared before the main one is actually implemented. Honorable Speaker, therefore, this is the first time in the budget-making process in Kenya where we are having the supplementary estimates, Honorable Speaker, be considered barely a month after the passage of the main budget. And Honorable Speaker, this is premised on the fact that, Honorable Speaker, we were preparing a budget. The budget had two sides. There was the revenue side, but also the expenditure side. I am lucky to be handling the expenditure side. The revenue side, as we know, is handled by the Finance Committee, led by my brother, Honorable Kimani Kuria. Honorable Speaker, we passed our side as the Budget Committee, which is the expenditure, in anticipation that we were to have the entire revenue-raising measures, Honorable Speaker, realized. Unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, or fortunately so, the Kenyan people requested that we look at other means, Honorable Speaker, insofar as the management of public finances is concerned. And out of that, Honorable Speaker, then, we had a hole in the budget. All the revenue-raising measures, as were anticipated by the Finance Bureau, Honorable Speaker, therefore was left as a void. And Honorable Speaker, we have done two things to fill up that void. There are only two areas that we could explore, Honorable Speaker. One, it is in terms of expanding our deficit by borrowing slightly more. And in that regard, Honorable Speaker, in this appropriations bill, we are requesting that we borrow an extra 170 billion Kenya shillings over and above what we had budgeted in the main budget, Honorable Speaker. Consequently, our deficit, therefore, for this financial year is in excess of 750 billion. But, Honorable Speaker, to allay those fears, whereas our deficit has moved from 3.83% of deficit to GDP ratio, the current one we are considering, Honorable Speaker, of 4.3% deficit to GDP ratio, is still within our range as a country, Honorable Speaker, only that then, there before, we wanted to move out of the hole much faster because of our borrowing, and enlarging the deficit is not a very prudent manner of managing our economy. The other area, Honorable Speaker, we had to explore is the expenditure side. And consequently, therefore, over and above borrowing an extra 170 billion Kenya shillings, we have also cut expenditure to a tune of over 145 billion Kenya shillings, Honorable Speaker, of what we had anticipated, Honorable Speaker, to spend. But, Honorable Speaker, it is important as this House to know that some of the things we have been doing in this House have actually been bearing fruits. So that even as we consider the proposal before us, we must know that it is not haphazard. It is usually very considered, and the more the reason we have been seeing the output in our economy. And I say so because, Honorable Speaker, last year we were in the same process. What were the results? Our economy in 2023 grew by 5.6%. Honorable Speaker, our inflation has now been tamed completely to the recent figures of 4.6%. Honorable Speaker, also, our currency seems to respond to the policies that we have been making in this House, and especially insofar as budget is concerned. And that is why our currency, against the greenback, has been gaining now close to 20% this year alone, Honorable Speaker, and much more in comparison to the regional currencies. Honorable Speaker, what are the other areas of consideration when we were making this supplementary budget, Honorable Speaker? One, we know that it is just out of semantics that we are calling it supplementary one. But in practice, Honorable Speaker, what we are passing today is actually the main budget. And I say so because the main one was not implemented. What will get implemented is actually what is contained in here. And I see members are already reading it. Members are already consulting on the content in this bill, Honorable Speaker. What is the content here, Honorable Speaker? The budget we are considering is a budget of roughly 3.84 or thereabout trillion Kenya shillings, Honorable Speaker. 3.8 trillion, just to roughly approximate. Honorable Speaker, if you look at the revenue side, we have been able to downgrade our projections. And other than the 2.9 billion shillings we anticipated, Honorable Speaker, in the main budget, we will now be raising just above 2.6 trillion Kenya shillings. Honorable Speaker, the A in this budget is just around 440 billion Kenya shillings. But also, Honorable Speaker, as I said before, the deficit is over 700 billion Kenya shillings. But what is on the expenditure side? On the expenditure side, Honorable Speaker, I just want to highlight a few elements. One, on the national government side, we have been able to take a hit, Honorable Speaker, of around 121 billion Kenya shillings. This is the downgrade, Honorable Speaker, in expenditure in regards to the executive, parliament, and judiciary. And Honorable Speaker, to lead that way, here in Parliament, Honorable Speaker, we voluntarily, Honorable Speaker, accepted a cut of Kenya shillings 3.7 billion, Honorable Speaker. And members of this House have told Kenyans very clearly that they are willing to travel less. They are willing to travel less domestically and also in terms of foreign. And Honorable Speaker, therefore, we have been able to rationalize those budgets in the National Assembly and in Parliament at large. Honorable Speaker, we have also been able to cut some ritual resources from the judiciary so that they also carry an equivalent burden. And I hope members are listening, Honorable Speaker, because when it comes to travel, let me repeat, the budget for travel, both foreign and domestic, has been cut across the board. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the members of this House because they have said it very categorically that they don't want to travel as much as we have been traveling because they are very cognizant of the problems that we are dealing with as an economy. And that is why, Honorable Speaker, we cut Kenya shillings 3.7 billion from Parliament. Judiciary has lost, executive has lost. But also, Honorable Speaker, the cuts have been horizontal and vertical. We have cut in all levels of government. Whereas the national government is losing 121 billion. Even our counties, Honorable Speaker, are losing 20 billion, Honorable Speaker, in equitable share. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, these are tough times, and I want to congratulate all leaders for allowing that we have a lesser budget in terms of size and everyone to take a haircut. Honorable Speaker, what are the other areas that have suffered? As we are aware, Honorable Speaker, I was moving the main budget. There was an increment in CDF of 10 billion Kenya shillings. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank this House because members have accepted that, yes, we can postpone that dream, and therefore we live with the budget that we had the last financial year. Honorable Speaker, there was 14.5 billion Kenya shillings for rural electrification. I also want to thank the members of this House because they have already agreed that we postpone the electrification project, Honorable Speaker, where every constituency was to get 50 million Kenya shillings every constituency. Honorable Speaker, beyond that, road sector, of course, has been decimated. Road sector has lost some quite colossal amounts of money, Honorable Speaker, and many other sectors. But I also want to assure this House, ostentatious spending, Honorable Speaker, spending that is not core to service delivery, we have also cut across the board, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me not dwell too much on the cuts. Let me first go to the policy issues. There is something peculiar that we noted when we have been considering this supplementary budget. Honorable Speaker, one is that as we consider the supplementary estimates, barely a month after the passage of the main budget, we have seen a high appetite of MDAs requesting that we enhance their A&A. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, the conclusion that we have come to as the Budget Committee is that MDAs have been underestimating grossly their appropriations in aid. And Honorable Speaker, we have, in our report, recommended several things. We have seen very clearly that our country is very rich. And in that regard, two things have come up. One, Kenya as a government is overrepresented when it comes to organizations owned by government. Honorable Speaker, Kenya has got over 334 parastatos and sagas. Honorable Speaker, we have started the route of rationalizing this area, Honorable Speaker, and in this supplementary budget, Honorable Speaker, we have denied 47 of them money for operations and maintenance, Honorable Speaker, because they are either duplicating service, Honorable Speaker, or they have been overtaken by events. Honorable Speaker, as a country, This is a route you have to travel. We cannot continue having many bodies of government overlapping their services to the Kenyan people, Honorable Speaker, while we are still spending a lot of money in their recurrent expenditure. Honorable Speaker, 47 sagas, 47 government organizations have been owed up through this process, Honorable Speaker, by first denying them the budget as we, Honorable Speaker, decide what to do as a country with them. The second thing, Honorable Speaker, zooming in, and I want to request this discussion that we follow together as members. In a constituency like Suna West, in a constituency like North Hor, in a constituency like Baringo, Honorable Speaker, Baringo North, we have, for example, an engineer who represents the Kera roots on the ground. In the same constituency or region, we have a Kenha office and engineers already on the ground. In the same jurisdiction, we have Kura officers, Honorable Speaker, in the same ground. We have to ask ourselves very honest questions, Honorable Speaker. Do we need a Kera engineer, on top of that, a Kenha engineer, on top of that, a Kura engineer in Ronyejes, for example, Honorable Speaker? Can these roles be done by a singular office in the regions? Honorable Speaker, that will move us towards rationalizing the recurrent expenditure so that we can free up resources to go into development. In the water sector, Honorable Speaker, we have over 20 bodies in the water sector alone. Waterworks, over 10. There are other national bodies, Honorable Speaker. We have to look inwards, Honorable Speaker, and be very categorical. Do we need, as a country, to have 20 bodies dealing with water, for example, whereas each of them is having like $500 million Kenya shillings in recurrent, Honorable Speaker, do the same job? Honorable Speaker, this is a question that in the midterm, we have to ask and critically evaluate whether we need these bodies or we need to condense them and therefore free up resources to go into the service of the Kenyan people. Honorable Speaker, I also now want to highlight some of the areas we never touched in terms of cutting their budgets or rationalizing. Honorable Speaker, I want to laud the corrective wisdom of this House. And Honorable Speaker, I request that the members get this very clearly. Whereas